Hey, how's it going? I just finished reading Wonder Woman Blood and Guts, which is a DC compact comic, which slams together the first two volumes, I believe, of the New 52 run of Wonder Woman. Now, I am not a very well-versed Wonder Woman reader, not yet in any case, and I know that the whole New 52 reboot line kind of alienated a lot of fans because it rewrote a lot of DC history, and this line was no exception. It rewrote Wonder Woman's origin story, but in a way that was news to her as well as the reader. My understanding is that from Rebirth era onwards, they have continued this continuity, or at least they've merged this continuity in with the previous one, and so this secret origin of Wonder Woman is still in effect. She still is the nature of character that she is revealed to be here. And I don't know what the temperature is on that nowadays, but I think it's pretty cool. But I would think that, because the New 52 was created to appeal to readers like me who aren't already familiar with the characters. So, yeah, you know, that's my bias going into this. But all in all, yes, Wonder Woman. I have long seen her as a DC fan as the kind of mythological side of the DC universe, much in the same way that Thor is a mythological side of the Marvel universe. Or at least, you know, the greatest representation of it in terms of most famous character. But as with all good DC characters, there are many different aspects to Wonder Woman, and the whole mythological side of things is one that I had yet to truly explore for myself. So Blood and Guts is pretty much what I was looking for in a Wonder Woman tale. It's all about the Greek gods, and it just gets better and better as it goes through, in my opinion. Now, I won't lie, I feel much in the same way about this title that I do about Thor, which I've been reading recently as well, and that's that without a base foundation, or even more than that, without like a deeper knowledge of Greek mythology or Norse mythology in Thor's case, there are some references that I feel like I'm supposed to get or understand to truly appreciate this tale that had me stopping and going and looking things up, or scrutinizing, wait, who's related to who in which way again, and why is that important? And I think that did detract from my enjoyment of the book just a little bit. For instance, at no point was it explained to me who Eros was, or why his guns did what they did, or what his guns even did. It took me like the entire issue of someone getting hit by a bullet from one of his guns for me to realize what actually happened there. And that is something I would probably have more naturally picked up on if I was more well versed in Greek mythology going into this story. But I suppose that's to be expected. It's just the nature of the character, and if they continually re-explain Greek myth to everyone picking up a book at any point, it's probably going to get really annoying for people who already understand all of this, or who have been reading Wonder Woman for decades. But I do really like this story because the basic premise is that Zeus has sired a fresh bastard with a mortal woman who Wonder Woman has to protect from the wrath of Hera, the jealous queen of Zeus. Also, Zeus has gone missing, presumed dead, and the various gods are fighting over his throne. Those are kind of like the two main aspects of this book. Oh, actually, I would say the third is Wonder Woman coming to terms with her true origin, which, again, I'm trying not to spoil here. It is a 2011 plotline. I'm sure most people know about it now, but I didn't. But yeah, there's a lot of action in this book, which is what I was hoping for, to be honest. There's a lot of exploration about the various Greek gods and their characteristics and how they would behave and interact with one another, which, you know, when I get past the confusing part, is quite fun. And, you know, I'm not completely clueless. We meet Hephaestus and I go, oh, Hephaestus, I know Hephaestus. This is an interesting rendition of Hephaestus. Obviously, like with any modern Greek mythology tale, everyone's got their own spin on it. Everyone chooses different aspects of the gods to embody as the most important aspect of them, because no Greek god seems to be the Greek god of a particular one thing. I will say I wasn't a huge fan of a lot of the designs, like the visual designs chosen for each god. You know, that is a completely subjective thing, but you get the impression that they were designed with modern ideas in mind, such as Strife just appearing to be the worst kind of person. Maybe that's a bit mean. Maybe not the worst kind of person, but someone who definitely embodies the name, who is clearly the kind of person who's going to stir the pot because they enjoy watching things explode. Actually, maybe Strife's design ain't so bad. It does make a lot of sense. But then we got Hermes, and Hermes is just kind of like this weird, lanky bird person. Like, he's got chicken feet and stuff, and I don't know if I love that for Hermes. That's just not how I picture the guy. I do quite like Apollo's design as like this god of the sun or whatever, but this is Ares, right? The god of war. And he's very much been given a modern redesign of like this warmonger And again, it makes sense for the time period that we're living in, but honestly, I would have liked some more archaic kind of designs. I would say the only god who really looked how I expected them to was probably Hera. And maybe that's just because she's been staying in Olympus this entire time and hasn't changed her form to reflect the modern era, you know what I mean? Like, again, I'm not saying that there are any objective flaws with these designs, but it's just like, oh, I would have preferred something a little bit more, like, of its time. Here's a fun 2-page spread of Strife and War, by the way. Subjectivity aside, I only have objective compliments to give the various character designs and art style in this book. And if I'm going to give a subjective thumbs up as well, I love this battle armor outfit or whatever for Diana. She looks awesome in this. Really cool. Not to give too much away, but she also wears this dress later on, and that's just awesome. Absolute slay. Also, the underworld is depicted as this ever-changing malleable thing that bends to the whims of Hades, and at one point it takes on the guise of a hellish London, and it's just sick. It's so cool. And like the statues like come alive and like, you know, chase down our protagonists, and it is such a good take. And then again, later on, we see the malleable nature of it changing. This is like literally forged from souls, and we can see it in its raw format. We can see the souls down here. And it's just, this book is absolutely stunning in terms of visual design and I guess just art style as well. I love it so much, dude. But yes, all due credit to Cliff Chang and Tony Atkins, who are credited as the artists on this book. So good. I forgot to show off Hades. I did not like that he had this kind of childlike form to him. I've always seen Hades more as in like, you know, the Hades presented in the Hades video game, like this big towering, like, intimidating figure. But as the story continued to be told, I think that particular design for Hades was well justified. But yeah, this might be a short one because I don't think I have too much else to say about this book, just that I really enjoyed it. It's not my favourite Wonder Woman story I've ever read. So far, that's probably still Absolute Wonder Woman, which I hope to get in trade paperback at some point. If you've never read Absolute Wonder Woman, it's very new. It's for part of a new Absolute Universe thing they're doing, but that also remixes Diana's origins to make her more of a daughter of Hell itself. She grows up in Hell, and her mother is someone who you would not expect. And that's just phenomenal stuff as well. Highly recommend checking either that or this out. Over, I would say, the other compact comic for Wonder Woman out right now is Earth 1, and that, broadly speaking, did not do it for me. I didn't make a video about it just because I'd never really want to make videos just talking about how I don't like something if it's overtly negative, but that book certainly has its moments as well. It is good. But Earth 1, if you were wondering, is a little bit more, I guess, domestic. Is that the right term? It's more based around Earth and, you know, how the United States would deal with learning about the island of Themyscira and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you for checking this out. Let me know if there are any eras of Wonder Woman you think I would like or should check out. I know Gail Simone comes highly recommended. I've heard that Wonder Woman in general has been kicking ass lately, not even just in the Absolute Universe, but just her own mainline title in recent years has been really good, so that's cool. I'm looking forward to checking that out. But in the meantime, please leave a like on the video if you liked it. It helps my small channel grow, and I will catch you in whatever I make next if you want to subscribe. And you can see when it happens. I know it's a crazy bit of technology we have available to us, but there it is. Okay, bye!